Hey guys, it's Maggie. I am back. So, I haven't recorded video because I started school and I've just been really busy and I've been sick for the past few days too, and I still am, but I'm gonna do this video. So this video is going to be, oh gosh, my posture sucks, very deep. And, if you think I'm looking for attention or you get triggered by stuff like self-harm or self-consciousness or whatever, you can click off this video. It's okay. I'm not looking for attention, and I understand if you don't want to watch this video. But this is basically a thank you for Keala Settle. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. She's an actress, and if you haven't seen The Greatest Showman yet, you need to see this movie. It is so uplifting, and it's helped me so much. But, yeah, so not just saying thank you for Keala Settle. I'm sorry if I'm not saying her name right. I'm saying thank you to that whole cast, including Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Zendaya, whatever. Yeah, I just gonna start off this video, and, I'm sorry if you get angry with this stuff, but this is what I'm doing. Okay, I've started this intro for way too long. So, I'm gonna start off where, a few years ago, a year ago, or like almost two, I don't know, I was very, very into self-harming. I had a lot of, I'm not gonna say issues because that makes me sound mentally crazy. But, I had anxiety, I had depression, I still do, but it's not as bad as it used to be. I had PTSD, and, there was a lot going on, like, a lot. I was being bullied, there's other stuff going on that I'm not gonna say on the internet again, because I did once, and I did in public, and it just went crashing down, and that's why I live here. So, I was going through a lot, and I couldn't think of a happy thing, and it's bad to say that. It's because, like, I am Christian. I am supposed to be strong. I'm supposed to try and work at it, and I felt so defeated. I didn't feel like God had given up on me. I felt like I wasn't worthy of being with God, I guess. So I wasn't even praying. I wasn't doing anything. And I didn't think to be thankful for the good things in my life. Like, I had really good friends who were there for me, and that's all I can think of. My family too, but, I never thought of them. I thought of them, but I didn't think, oh wow, I'm so lucky to have them. Yeah, so I was in a very dark hole, and I just felt so alone. And the thing is, I didn't know what aloneness felt like. Like, I thought I did, but not until I moved here. Loneliness. Okay. So, I'll get into that later, but whatever. I was self-harming deeply. It started off with just normal scissor. God, this is going to be a trigger warning again. Like, scissor thing. No, it started off, yeah, with little scissor cuts on my hand like this so that no one could see it. And then after a while, I'm like, hey, why not move to my arm? So I was doing small though, like on the back of my arm, not this area. I didn't start that for a long time. And I was doing that for a long time because I was afraid that I was going to, like, rip open my vein. And then one day, I was like, no, someone told me, no, you can't actually die from self-harming on this side unless you're, like, going up here. And I was like, oh, that's good news. So I started doing it there with the scissor cuts. And, finally, I started using a extendo knife, and I would go deep. And at the same time, back then I didn't think this much, but I have a friend who has much worse scars than me. I'm not gonna say her name because, no, but, she I am not lucky, I'm grateful that I didn't go deeper like my friend did, because not only would I have been in the hospital and things would have been so much worse, I would have horrible, horrible scars. I already do, but not as bad as it could have been. And I'm gonna say right now though, do not self-harm. I know people who are watching this who do, and it's addicting. I know, like, it's right now it's even hard for me to stay, like, I'm not doing it anymore, but like it's still hard sometimes to not grab a knife or whatever. And it's like, just, if you haven't started yet, just don't. It's not okay. It's horrible. It messes up a lot in your life. You might, for a while, it feels good and it feels like it's helping out, but it doesn't. It just, after a while, it just becomes another problem, and it's not a good outlet. If you're not Christian, for me, a Christian girl, I went back to God and I was praying. I was going to my Christian friends. I was doing everything I could to stay away from self-harming. So I didn't completely stop until around May. History Maker, I went to History Maker, and you know that story. If you haven't seen it, just link down below. But it really did help, and meeting that boy really helped me not do it anymore. And then camp came along, and it helped so much. Go to a Bible camp. Like, even if you're not Christian, I knew so many people who were not Christian who went, and it was still everything to them. But again, if you're not Christian, go to your friends, even a counselor. And I know that sounds scary, going to a counselor, but please do it. Anywho, to my story. I was self-harming a lot, and during that time, so many other thoughts went through my head, and I kept thinking, am I ugly now? Like, I've always thought that these made me ugly, and I don't think I truly ever thought I was ugly until I started self-harming. And then I was bullied for it. I was bullied for self-harming. That just sounds crazy to me. You shouldn't be bullying someone. You should be trying to help them. But that happened. And I also, at a young age, I started getting crushes, and I started liking people, and I started dating. And don't do it. If you're in middle school and watching this, if you're not above grade 10, like, I'm just saying, I'm not even dating until I graduate, hopefully. Like, that's my plan now. But please don't do it. It sucks. It ruins so much of your life. For me, when a boy turned me down or chose someone else over me, it made me feel ugly and gross. And I'm sorry if you're one of the guys who watches, because I still talk to some of the guys, like, they're close to me, and I'm so sorry if you're watching this. This is not your fault. This is my own thoughts. But I would think I'm ugly and that they're so much prettier than me, and I was just like if he chose another girl, I felt so like, I just felt like I was so ugly. And I wore makeup a lot back then. I covered my face. I made sure there were no blemishes, no nothing. I wore long sleeves. I still do. This is wearing this is like hard for me to wear this, because I know that people can see my scars. I know people can see my shoulders. I feel like I have man shoulders because they're very broad, and I hate them. And not only that, I'm one of those teens who get acne everywhere. It's annoying, not down there, just no, don't think like that. But I do, and it sucks. So I always wear long sleeves. I cover up all of this. Just because I don't like people seeing my acne. I don't like people seeing my scars, especially my scars. And so this story comes to The Greatest Showman. So I watched The Greatest Showman back in November after I watched Thor, which is a good movie. Good, I did it wrong. But when I went to go see it, I didn't know it was a musical. So when it started with a song. I was like, oh crap, it's a musical. I'm not a huge musical person. They just kind of bother me. I think they're like really crappy. I'm sorry, I just don't normally like musicals. But this movie was so uplifting, okay? I am a weird person, by the way, too. That's one thing that bothers me, because I think that everyone else hates how I am, because I feel so annoying, so weird. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. But, there were people who told people I was a psychopath because of how weird I am. And, by the way, high school for me, I hate it, if you hadn't noticed. But when I watched that movie, the people who were called the freaks, especially the bearded lady, Keala Settle, or Settle, I'm sorry, and, I'm not overweight, like, also, by the way, Keala, you're gorgeous, like, if you were my size, I don't think you'd be as gorgeous as you are right now. Like, you are so gorgeous, you radiate beauty, you make me so encouraged. You're amazing, you're my hero. But I related to her character so much just because she liked to hide, she liked to stay away from people, she felt so hated, I guess. And, the song she sings on this is called This Is Me, and this song means so much to me. It's where, in the movie, her and the other freaks, they get kicked out of this thing by Hugh Jackman. I can't even remember Hugh Jackman's name in this. But, she, and all the freaks were kicked out of this ball party thing because Hugh Jackman didn't want to be seen with them. And that was such a heartbreaking moment to see for me, because that's exactly how I tend to feel with a lot of things. I don't get invited to parties. I don't get invited to anything. Not even a close friend's birthday party. It just doesn't happen, because a lot of people just don't like who I am, and I'm sorry. But then she started singing This Is Me, and she said, I'm not a stranger to the dark. Crap, I'm sorry, I love this song and I can't remember it. She said, I've learned to be afraid of all my scars. And right there, I was just like, whoa, like, it's true, I have learned to be ashamed of all my scars. And, see, the whole song, it goes from her being in this dark place, all of a sudden she comes out and she goes into all of these people. Like, she goes into the ball with the other freaks, and they just don't seem to care anymore what people think. They're there, the people are like, oh my gosh, look at them, reality. But they come out and they're singing this song, and they are so, it's so uplifting, and it means so much to me that this video was made. Thank you, producer, director, whatever. I love this movie. I love Keala Settle's part, because it makes me so happy. And not only in the movie, I watched her do this other behind the scenes thing where it was a rehearsal, and she was she didn't perform in front of people before. She was so terrified. She was so scared. I'll link that down below. But, and then when she finally came out, she went all out, and she was so beautiful and graceful, and she was just strong in that moment. That is what I saw. I saw strength. And even though she was so scared, she even held Hugh's hand because she was terrified, she still did this, and it just made me feel like I don't need to cover up. I don't need to hide my scars. I don't need to hide myself. I don't need to hide my personality. I don't need to wear makeup all the time. Like, look, I'm not wearing very much makeup at all. I'm not saying that I'm not self-conscious anymore, but this is definitely something that encourages me to be stronger and try harder and wear sleeves like this and just go for it. I hate it when people point out my scars or say something like, you're ugly, those are ugly, or whatever. Like, I hate that, because even though I have so many amazing friends who tell me that I am beautiful and that these people are stupid and these thoughts are stupid, and I never seem to grasp what they're saying, but I am so thankful for them. They are amazing people, especially my best friend. She has been there through everything, and she knows me, and she knew me before I was self-harming. She knew me when I first got my heart broken. My friends are just amazing, and I'm so thankful for them, because without them, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably be dead. Honestly, it's true. But just, guys, watch The Greatest Showman. And I encourage you to stop hiding your scars and just be like the bearded lady and go out there and be yourself. Because even if people are judging, it doesn't matter what they think. There are people who are close to you, like the other freaks in the movie, and they love you for who you are, and they're the ones who matter. I'm not saying that I'm gonna be always like, oh, that person doesn't mean anything if they're saying that I'm ugly or whatever, because that's not true. I am a teenager, and I am a human being, and these things hurt. But I'm gonna try to not let it get to me anymore, and I encourage you to do the same thing, and just thank you, The Greatest Showman cast. Thank you, Keala Settle and Hugh Jackman. I would get so much more into this because Hugh Jackman's character means so much to me too. He went from being accepting of all these people to basically hiding from them and going to someone else, but then he came back to them, and that took a lot of strength, I think, to be able to come back to these people even though you're being judged for being with them. But he came back to them. He came back to his family. He did everything right, and that's a really good person on my part. On his part, my part. I'm sorry. So, yeah, thank you, and, yeah, watch The Greatest Showman, and I'll see you guys next week, maybe, hopefully. Like and subscribe down below, and my stuff will be down below, and whatever. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope this means something, I guess. I don't know, I'm just, yeah. Yes, thank you for watching, and bye.